Lately I've been staring at the dark. Turn my inner demons into art. Struggle with the pain inside my heart. Wish I didn't care about what they say. What you want to say, what you want to say, what you want to say, what you want. Say what you want to say, 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 what you want no one.
Gotta get up every morning. Big boss getting richer every minute. Oh no. Big boss on. You gotta get up every morning. Big boss getting richer every minute. Oh no.
Good morning, good morning. Hope everybody's having a good day today. I believe we have the internet fixed. Hopefully. What's going on, people? So I believe we got the chat fixed too. So we can receive chats on the screen from YouTube now also, and Kick and Twitch. So good times. I think I'm gonna make this a little bit bigger. Just editing this live, but it's okay. I think it's better on the just chatting screen if it's bigger like that. Something like that. Looks a little better, I think. Hopefully everybody's having a good day. We got still short Euro, long Dixie. Dixie did hit the liquidity zone, so we'll have a look at that. Pullback is kind of in order at this point, but you never know. Just get a little couple lines on the chart here. So yeah. Hope you guys are doing good. Hopefully this chat thing is sorted out. I'm just doing a test run with this new software, this chat software, so hopefully it's good. If it's good, then I'll buy the premium version. But it looks to be pretty good so far, so I think you can stream on YouTube or on Facebook too. So I need to check that out a little bit. I think you can do it on Twitter too. I don't know. I just need to figure out exactly what exactly I'm going to be who I'm going to be streaming to. It's still kind of new. We did have the internet guy in. He replaced the router. Haven't had an issue all day, so hopefully that there's no more issues with that. So without further ado, I guess let's get into the charts. I don't really need to be wearing the headphones here for this. So yeah, let's look at it, man. looking looking pretty good. We've kind of been calling this Dixie short for the last 3 days, 4 days. I've been just playing shorts on Dixie, or sorry, longs on Dixie, shorts on Euro. So this is not really very surprising here for this to happen. This is what I thought was going to happen. Now, once we get underneath this make a new 4-hour low here, they could definitely pump it, right? So we'll have to see. What happens there, yeah. And my stop can't really be moved that much for continuation, so yeah, I kind of just want to see like a big dump. If we get a big dump, under here is going to be a big liquidity pocket, so we'll have a look when it gets closer to that area. All these things are tested down here though, so I kind of want to see them take out this low. That's a big move though, so I don't know. That's not like that could happen. It could happen, but I don't think it'll happen one day. But I could be wrong. When Dixie gets above here, we're gonna have to make some decisions on what we're gonna do with our 2 contracts left. This trade started with 5, now just 2. So we have taken profits on this already. I think we've made like $300 in profit around there somewhere. Hope you guys are all doing good. Hopefully the stream's going good here. Everything looks okay. Just want to make sure. No problems. No issues, yeah. No issues. Yeah. Looks like it's all good, yeah. That really did it, yeah, is that it had a shit router here before, so that's what kind of did it. Change the router. It's fixed now. Would you look at that? So check it out. I'm the ES failing the 4 again here. Presented a short opportunity, but it's a pretty wide stop. See, you can't really take that. I'd like to see them hold something here and start gaining. We'll see. If they do start gaining something on the 15, I don't like how they lost that 4 and didn't hold it. They did hold this area down here when we were talking about. We were talking about this zone yesterday. They did play it, but then they dumped it. But they held the range, right? This is where they needed to hold, so. Just took the liquidity out from under here, so we'll see what happens. Maybe they'll make a little pumpy. Could see, maybe. Possible. But really, I don't like how they failed this 4. And we talked about this liquidity zone up here before this candle even got through it, so basically testing this perfectly. So good shorts for anybody who took that. Hard to take shorts there, right? Because the stop has to be so outlandish. But I guess you could have done it like a close stop like that, something like this. You could have tried to grab it, tried to ninja it. So where could this go, man? There's still an untested 4 down here. They did hold the top of this, and they held where they needed to.
but they pumped right back into resistance here. So just gonna do something with the settings here of this new program. I think I can make the, oh, I think that makes it all bigger though. It's not what I want. I'm just gonna leave it for today and just play the squint game. Hard to see everything, but pretty cool how I can get all the chats all combined now. Pretty stoked about that. Had some people coming over on YouTube and like their stuff's not even showing up on the screen. Brutal, right? Anyway, for ES, this is kind of the area where this arrow is pointing. That's the area to hold now. Now that they've failed, so we're gonna see what happens in that area. I like it a little bit lower. I don't think I'm gonna be taking any trades until we get down to that area. But this area is where I'll be looking in this zone. Something like that. Maybe a little bit closer. I do like it to the downside, and if they take the liquidity out from underneath this 4 hour, I like that. So we'll see what happens down there. If we get it, they could hold up here. They definitely could do an upper range hold, but it's really not the trades to be taken to the long side. Any trades down here, you should really be aiming for up here at this point, right? There could be one more push down first. This is still like a kind of an untested swing, so this could get tested down here. They tested the top of this where we had marked. The next thing down is a continuation play off of this swing here. So we'll see if they hold that or even take the liquidity out from underneath it. But I like down here in this range. If we stay in the range, I like down here. So that's where I'll be looking. Got smashed by a mosquito. Yeah, so that's where I'll be looking for trades to the long side for the ES, and the NQ is going to be probably the same. I don't really look at the NQ chart too much just because I trade the ES. So I'm looking at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin did take the liquidity out from underneath here. We were talking about that, and they tested this the bottom of this swing proper now, or the bottom of this order block proper. Let's have a look. I was trying to get long here last day, but they kind of took off without me. This zone is, you know, is fair game for longs for sure. So if they did come down and tested this line, would be okay for a long try still. They still haven't really tested the 4 hour yet here. So there's a ways to go to the upside, right? So even if they come back and test this, not saying they will, like they might, who knows, right? That's like a, you know, it's a 6% gain. That's big on leverage. That's pretty big, right? So we'll see what happens. Probably try to get some kind of order in here, down here. I'd like to see them dump it and then pump it. You have an order in something like this. Something like that. Stops just below the low. And then this target would just be like all-time high, basically. I'll probably take a bid off at the 4. Bid off at the 4 hour, something like that. So 3 to 1 on your first PT, and then the rest would be just to all-time high. So that would be the trade setup that I'm waiting for. I'm gonna put orders in, so we'll have orders at there. We'll see if it gets hit. It's kind of a deep, but you know, sometimes they do those. It's like we're seeing bit of buys, like sell a little bit of a sell off here. You know, this is kind of expected for the Dixie because we're in a big zone here for rejection. So they already took the liquidity up here though, so you know they could just hold up here now. We'll see what happens. My stop is just in profit here, so it's whatever happens. I'm just gonna leave it go, because you know I say this almost every day, man. Like the Dixie is on a monthly setup. This is a monthly setup where we gained this monthly swing, came back, retested, and then pumped it. So, you know, I still expect them above 107, 108. I expect them above 108 or at 108, 107.68. This is kind of what, and they held where they needed to, right, on the monthly. So this is kind of where. This is where I'd like to see it, you know. That's why I'm taking short trades on advert now, on adjacent pairs. Yeah, I said my buy stop there. So that's that. It's kind of that. For EU or for the ES, you know, it's kind of sucks to take trades because I want to trade to the long side, but I missed this trade, right? And then this one is underway already, and then this is a mid-range trade. Mid-range trades are, you know, they're not the greatest, but I will take a mid-range trade there on a very proper setup, if we see a proper setup, but it needs to be proper. Or else no. Or else no go. But if we see proper, yeah, it's okay. Take a peruse through the old stocks, see how we're doing there. I promised to get out a NASDAQ 100 review this week, as well as a crypto market review. I will do both. Last week I was moving, so it was just a bit rough for me because I had to reset up an office, so not the greatest. But now it's okay. We're all set up, and it looks like the internet's working great here. No drop frames, no nothing, right? It looks like everything's working like a charm here. So, perfect. We should actually have a look at the ecom calendar. What's the date today? Today is Wednesday. Ecom cal. We have anything on Wednesday? We do. 10:30. 10:30. 10:30. Make sure to look out for market volatility. So maybe 10:30 will be the time when Bitcoin smashes it down, or these guys lose the level, you know, or these guys take liquidity and then lose the level. Could be any of those. 10:30 could be a good time for ES to come down here and test this too. It would need to be a very proper setup though for me to get involved. I will not take a whim on ES. Has to be like proper. So we'll see. We'll see what happens there. Anyway, let's take a peruse through our stocks. Bring up my orders here and my positions. Okay, BIBB. I think we're down 10% on this one. How did I get such a shit entry? We're basically at our entry here. We did gain this weekly, so it still looks okay to me. It doesn't look like the best, but I imagine that we're gonna see a test back down here. We really don't want it any lower. There is still this down here. If they do come down, there's this daily down here. They did get like they had action above this weekly, right? So you kind of want them to hold this spot, this line here. You don't want them to go below 216. Kind of does some damage to the chart, right? I mean, a quick smash down and back up is like in one day is okay, but not much more than that, you know. I'm down 10% on this piece of junk. BMY trying to make some action here. Just have a little bit of a gain over this daily, and then they took the liquidity and pumped it. So we'll see. Really want them to get back above that line that I have on the chart. They get back above there, then we'll most likely test this up here. Somewhere in the neighborhood of this. And then you have the weekly failure to gain here. So these are the first kind of obstacles for this guy. Yeah, so need to get back above this, then back above that, and then once back above there's also a gap close here. So few obstacles in the way here now at this point, for this guy to go. But it could be done. Could be done. I don't like that one too much anymore. Probably will get out of it. Okay, CHRW yesterday hitting the profit target. Let's go. This is the first profit target for this guy. I did have a really late entry on this. What did I get in this at? 80? Yeah, not the greatest. I retested this guy. But this is the first profit target. This guy I just want to see back at all-time high again, right? That's why I was buying it down here, because it looked like a pretty good deal and a good setup. But this is if anybody that's in this guy should be thinking about taking profit targets on today or yesterday. Really, it should where it should have been taken. CRL. All right, CRL came down. We did take a profit target on this guy. And then now it looks like it's dumping pretty hard. This is why you take profit targets in the specific spots, right? Because like it dumps so hard, and like now we're in a position where you can do a re-add, right? And like we've come all the way back down here, and now they're holding where they need to. So if they hold here and start gaining again on the daily level, then you can look at re-adding and putting what you took out up here back in. This is how trading works. CTRA up 11% on this guy. Had a pretty good entry on here. Still not at the profit target spot though. This guy I really like just back higher. What did I get in on this guy for? CTRA 24. Yeah, I got in here. First profit target would be 29, so almost there, you know. And then honestly, this kind of looks like it's gonna go back up to 36. So for me, I'm probably just gonna wait until 36 before I take anything, and then the next one will be all-time high. So I think I'll wait till 36 or like 34 or whatever it is. It's kind of a failure to gain here, right here. So like 35-ish around. I'll wait for that. Caesar's Entertainment. So, you know, at the area to hold here. You're putting up a fight. They did hold on to it. They didn't make new lows, so they didn't take the liquidity there. They had daily gains on after. So this one kind of looks good to go to me. If they're gonna fail it, they wouldn't be gaining the dailies. So kind of looks like it's good to go. They've already taken the liquidity up here too, so this is a profit target spot. So next spot on this is kind of like up here. I would say this failure to gain. I have it marked out here on the weekly. Yeah, it's a weekly failure to gain. So we'll just think that globally just so you guys can see it. There's also a gap up there. This should be it should be a profit target, a pretty significant one for most people. And then really we've gained the weekly, right? At this point. So you don't really want to see them too much lower than this. Higher chance of them going higher if they hold this. So we'll see what happens there. Disney was so good, and I barely took any profit targets, man, because it's in a good long-term spot. We're basically back to my entry, up 7%. And you see, I could have just put everything back in if I just sold everything at 18. It's too bad. I still like this 36 spot. It's actually a spot here too, really. The liquidity over top of this is probably going to play too. So I would keep an eye on that too. Oi. That's Disney. EMN. So we did say to take profits, right? It's these guys have been tanking all week now. We'll see if they hold here. They did have this is the area to hold, but at this point, because they've taken this liquidity up here, it looks like they're gonna run with it, right? So you know the next big liquidity point is underneath here. So you know I could see them taking the liquidity down here before doing anything else and making a decision on what the hell's going on. Let's just sync this globally just so we have it. This is kind of the area to the downside that I'd be watching. On the top of this, you know. Yeah. Could probably move this up just a bit. Something like that. Something like that. It's kind of the area where I would watch to the downside. At this point, it looks like they're going to dump it. But they could hold this up here. So we'll see what happens. They start gaining again on the... kind of don't want them to lose this, right? So this is the area right here to stay above. So as long as they keep above there, kind of good to go. They start dumping it. It's a pretty good spot to re-add, but you need to wait for proper setups, right? Etsy down quite a bit in this one. The daily chart, you know, it's not the greatest chart. The weekly chart is really not the greatest either. Yeah, really, the weekly chart does not look good in this either. So like they lost this, took the liquidity, and then couldn't even gain the weekly. Just failed the weekly again, and now they're hanging on to it, right? So I kind of expect these guys a bit lower. I'm hoping they just take. I'm hoping this area holds. You know, this is you know, the next area down. Let me just see here. Yeah, this could go pretty low, dude. I might try to get out of this one actually. Could go as low as $40 if we're seeing any kind of pullback. You know, we'll see. We'll see. EW, just on a rip. Up 21% on this guy. Hit the profit target, and it's still trying to hold this upper range. So next big area is up here. 109. I'll be taking most out then, and then we'll just have a runner and see what happens. All right, FE. I'm gonna back to entry on this guy. I don't like how they didn't gain this daily. Nothing to talk about. Nothing to talk about with that guy. Fizz. Another one that is blasting. Up 24% on this guy. Taking 1 PT on it. This is the PT zone where we're at now. Haven't really lost anything yet. Are failing this daily though. So there is a big gap open here. Be a good re-add spot around 70. 71 down here in this zone. This is the gap at 71. Good re-add spot. Been screaming about this one for a while. Lumina Inc. Whatever the hell these guys do. I'm just gonna leave this on the chart, man, because this is a pretty prime setup. Can't really get much cleaner than this. Really, I should just stream this chart the whole time. Yeah, we're pretty heavily loaded on this guy now at this point. Even though we're down in the position, but this is the area for it to hold, and it's holding. So it held and it gained a daily. So like this is, you know, very good signs of going higher at this point. Had a great gain over the daily and held. Didn't even take the liquidity, held it. So that's, you know, that's big signal for trend continuation. So we will see. Hopefully. INCY. Basically at entry on this guy. I got involved back here. I got involved, I think, back here or on the gain of this one. We're up just like 1% or whatever. So it, like, yeah, really, I should have added. They did hold. This looks great for higher. Liquidity point is up here. So I would, you know, I'd imagine them taking this liquidity here. There's also a weekly failure to gain. So like above that line is where I would imagine they're going to take it. There's also liquidity here too. So because we got in this guy a little late, I probably will not take a profit target here. Because that profit target was already taken, right? So the next thing available is going to be up here. 74-ish. KHC. Kraft Heinz. Down about 5% on this guy. Still looks okay though to me, as long as they hold here. I'd like to see them gain a daily, so we'll see if they gain anything. This is the area to hold. They've taken the liquidity now, so they've gained a 4-hour. I'd like to see them gain a daily, so I'd like to see some action above 33.75. Get some action above 33.75, and we can maybe think about putting a little bit more into it. Kim, massive pump here and gained, right? So I don't know, this one could play out. Lots of, you know, there's a lot of swings here, right? So there's going to be a lot of chop, I think, on this guy before a run. So we'll see what happens. A lot of people are taking shorts all throughout here, right? Could be a good short squeeze play. Let's see. Not too much to talk about. They did gain the daily here and then held it, right? So yeah, kind of expect them higher than this. So we'll see what happens. Looks like they're down pre-market. All right, KMB, KM Bizzle. KMB, we're up 15%. Looking pretty good. These guys are looking great. They've gained the weekly and then came down, took the liquidity and held it. And then closed the gap. Like they're doing things that are, you know, gained the daily here and then went and then came down, closed the gap and then blasted it too, right? So created another gap here. And there's another daily swing here. There's also this. So I kind of want to see them hold above this line, like I said last time. See what happens. KMK. KMX, sorry. Carmaxi. Carmax, basically at entry. Not too much to talk about. These guys did gain a weekly and then rejected a weekly. So they've just kind of been bouncing around this range. They gained another weekly over here and they're holding it. So it does look like it's going higher. It's just like it's kind of slow going with this guy. Big area to the top side would be this gap, I think. This weekly gap to close. And there's liquidity up above that too. So I'd keep my eye on that. 95 to the upside. It's kind of where I'd be targeting. They're down a bit in pre-market. KView, we're down a little bit in this guy. They did have a massive weekly gain and then they just took the liquidity now and then rejected the weekly. So, you know, this isn't looking the greatest. They did gain a daily here. As long as they stay above these levels and above this daily gain, should be okay. If they start dipping, this is definitely one that I'll be looking to get the hell out of for sure. But I think that we're gonna see them pump this a bit. This action down here when they gain a weekly like that, right at the bottom of a big move down, you know, I could see them at least pushing it back up into the mid 20s. At least taking this back. 22. mRNA up 33% on this guy. We did take a big profit target up here too when it was up like 45%. So they've come down. They're holding the top of the weekly. Nothing to gain yet on the daily, so this is kind of a tricky one. If they do start seeing, if we start seeing action above 137, which they're at right now, so like if we start seeing a pump and then come down and they're holding that level, it's kind of the level that you'd want to see them hold for an upper range continuation. If they start sliding, it's 124 around that you'll want to look at. The 4-hour gain is here too, so it's, you know, if they start gaining above 140 and then, you know, and they gain the swing here, it's pretty good sign for higher. What else we got here? Nem up 15% on this guy. We did take profit targets already. Holding the weekly. And then kind of rejecting the failure here. Failure to gain. So, you know, it's kind of rough. We just kind of want to see them hold above this. Kind of where they are right now. It looks like it's going to be a bit of chop in here, right? Usually what happens when they're trying to hold. Warner Brothers. You know, I've been calling out this zone for a while. This one looks scary though. Like, this is a scary one to be in. We're down huge in this one, 22%. We were down like 30%. It's this is definitely a scary one to be in, but on the big long-term time frame, this is the area to hold. So this is kind of why we're buying it here. I have a big position in this one, so we'll see what happens. Really, I just want to get back up to around $20. Even just coming back and testing these daily levels would be pretty good, but really on the weekly, I'd like to come back up and I'd like to come and test this and just wipe all this out. I have targets up here, 17. It's a clear of this, 1631. But honestly, not looking good, looking scary. Need to see some kind of a gain, right? We did gain the 4-hour here. So that's something anyway. Better than nothing. But you want to see more than just the 4-hour gain. Really. Yeah. Almost through these boys. AMC, we're down a bit in this one. We took a little bit of a flyer on this. You know, they did have a daily gain here after a big retest, and they're retesting this and then a daily gain. So we got involved. We got involved probably a little bit too early, or too early, but we'll see. I'd like to see one more of these bad boy candles. Maybe up to here. Even if up to like $7, be cool. I do have a few targets set, and then just a runner. PTLR, we've been in this one for a long time. I'm thinking we're headed back to all-time highs with this guy, so big liquidity up here, but even that is just, this just looks like it's going back to all-time highs at this point. So, you know, 45, and then honestly, you know, kind of put the old fib retracer on there, and then, like, you know, it's gonna be around $60, $65, I would think. $68, something like that. But that could take a really long time to play out, man. This is a weekly. On the weekly, I'm doing the TA, right? Could take years. Dash. So Dash, have a little bit of TA on here. I do think this is going to head lower, but I think it's going to go higher first, because we did fail this weekly here. But we're significant ways away from the weekly. It's okay to take a trade on it, I think. We did have a daily gain here. We took the liquidity under this weekly. We'll see what happens. I'd like to see them pump it, at least close this gap, but I'd like to see them pump it up to here, 126. Tesla. We had a big trade in Tesla. We're up like 5% on it, but it's a big position. These guys gained the weekly after a significant downturn. It's a second weekly gain. You know, would have been nice to get it down here, but no. This is an okay spot to get it, especially if they go back to all-time highs. So it's you know, it's okay. It's okay to get it, take some profits, and then just hold the rest for all-time high. That's the breakdown of the portfolio. We're still in our Bitcoin long from way back at 18K or 20K, around in that area. We're adding to the portfolio longs, and then we did liquidate about 20% of the portfolio when we were at all-time high. So we'll I'd like to see, I wouldn't mind seeing Bitcoin go back to all-time high even right now, but I'd like to get into this position first. So we'll see. Looks like our short's still looking okay. Dixie failing the 15 here, but you know, I don't know. It's not too convincing, yeah? Needed to be convincing. So yeah, that's kind of the rundown. That's the rundown for today, boys. Hope everybody's having a good day. Any lurkers around? Any chatters? Any chatters in the house? So 10:30 for market volatility. I guess we'll keep an eye out for that. See if anything happens. Seeing some sells in the ES. Coming down to my level here. We'll see if we can get into a position. But like I said, it needs to be a very proper trade for a mid-range like this. Short still banging. Good times, man. I'm just happy that the internet works here again and we can honestly just stream and it's all good. They were trying to tell me the problem was my computer. My $4,000 laptop. They were trying to tell me that's where the problem was for the internet. Okay, guys. Well, looks like ES is coming into the level here. This is probably going to be focusing most of my attention on ES. There's this down here too. This is going to extend. There's just kind of two ranges that I'm looking at here, right? This one and then this one down here too. So both those ranges we'll be looking at potentially getting into positions. But like I said, we need to see something proper or it'll be a no-go. This bottom one might be okay. Actually, if they go that far. It's still a kind of a wide stop, and really I don't really love it. I don't really love it, boys. I more just want to see Dixie pump it like a huge pump. It's time. It's time for the pump. It's also the bottom of this, guys, too. So it's really this whole zone. I'm gonna just do a little changey up here. Let's just get rid of that, and really let's just get this whole zone on lockdown here, because there's this over here too. So really, it's really like this whole zone. It's kind of the area that I'm watching. Bottom of this to the bottom of that. This down here. Liquidity underneath here. There's a lot of things lining up under here for a long. But you know, you can't just take trades. You need to have proper stops, right? So we'll have to wait and see. And like, it doesn't usually they won't give it to you. They won't give you something simple to do, right? If it's simple, you know, the market makers, they know, they understand how price action works too, right? That looks like some more buys coming on the Dixie. He's probably going to see some new highs here. This is kind of the big target that we're trying to get to. And then I have my buy orders here, just one. I might even take both of them off there and just re-enter the position after, just reassess. if we get down there. I'm sure there's going to be some market volatility in this range, especially we take out this low. But that monthly setup on the Dixie, it's just like, this is like all I've been trading is the dollar, man. All I've been trading is shorts on the euro. That's it. So there's a little liquidity grab on the ES. See what happens. See what they do with it. See what they do with it. In the watch zone. Another way to do this is you could play like the smaller time frame, like the really small time frame, 1 minute or something like that, and just wait for some kind of 1 minute gain. See, at least on the 1 minute, they're creating swings to gain. On the 15, it's like impossible. I don't usually like to play anything less than the 5 though. So kind of just watching and waiting, you know. Problem with this Bitcoin long is if Dixie pumps it, which is more likely what I think is going to happen, that Bitcoin long is going to get stopped out for sure. I gotta look into a couple other streaming platforms, like streaming on Twitter, streaming on, I think on TradingView, you can actually stream to TradingView somehow. I'm gonna check it out. A little bit of a buy off that liquidity for ES. Dixie struggling here a little bit. Kind of expected, because this is kind of an important zone. So if they do gain it, it's probably going to be furious, fast and furious. Just look at the 4 hour here. Yeah, there's not really too much. I'm not seeing too much in here until up here, right? There's this too. Yeah, top of this. So I kind of expect them to get up here, you know, at this point. They took the liquidity here before, so there's not too much liquidity left up here for rejection, you know. They did make new highs, so, you know, if they do start failing a 15, you know, significantly failing a 15, be all right. Wouldn't be wrong to be taking shorts here, or taking longs on the euro. Euro, they did have a 15-minute gain here. They're trying to play it, but, you know, I don't know, man. This seems like too little too late at this point. I could be wrong, but I don't think so. I think higher coming. Higher on the dollar. Higher on the dollar, lower on Bitcoin, and lower on Euro. And ES, I would like to see them hold this area and go to new highs again. We'll see though. Nothing's for sure. All right, boys, I'll be right back. I'm just going to grab a coffee. All right, boys, we're back. We are back. So, a better camera. I'm gonna try to adjust the camera settings on this laptop. This is just a laptop camera. We'll try to adjust the settings here and try to get it a little bit better. Looks like new lows on the euro. Would imagine we're gonna see some action if once we break it down past this, and we're gonna kind of play it by ear. If we do get up into this area, I'll probably just take another profit target. I don't know if we're gonna get all the way down here. Yeah, bros, let's do it. This new chat software is working like perfect. I wish there was some chatters to test it out. Maybe next time. But all connected, all green. Now I'm honestly gonna look into streaming on like Twitter. I think I'm gonna start streaming on Twitter also. Oh yeah, it's good. That's a good coffee, man. All right, man. We got about 40 minutes to market open. 38 minutes. Hopefully things work out. It looks like we've been trading pretty well lately. It looks like everything's going to plan. Maybe put this entry a little bit higher. This will be a 30 times trade, so let's hope. Let's see what happens. That's pretty good. So not too much to talk about here, man. If ES does another dip and then gains that 5 minute, I'll probably look to take a trade here off the 5 minute. Looking here. So dip down. If we dip down first, then go up, then go down, I'd look to buy that. But very specific stuff needs to happen before I enter trades. And I usually don't even trade on the 5 minute. This is when you're trading a retest like this, it's sometimes better to trade on the 5 when you're looking for entry, because on the 15s they just don't give it to you. Not bad though. This account started with just under 1,400 bucks maybe 2 weeks ago. Not too bad. Not too bad, up to 1900. It's funny, I used to have bigger accounts. I still do in crypto, but my futures accounts are liquidated for Villa investments, so I have to build them back up again. We'll get there. This is why I started streaming, because I figured it would be good to build a small account on stream with a bunch of people, so people can see that it's, you know, it's doable to build small accounts. It's not crazy to think that you can do this with a small account, but you just need to be proper with your trading. And really, it takes a while to learn and like to get there. Some people are faster than others. It took me a while. Maybe like, I don't know. I've been trading for like 15 years. So the first 5 were just ridiculous. I didn't really know at all what I was doing. The next 5, I learned how to trade. First 2 years of that, I was learning from garbage people, so I didn't know what I was doing either. And then the last 8 years or so, I've been doing this profitably and knew what I was doing. So it does take a while to get there, but once you get there, it's like, I don't know, it's pretty good. Is it worth the stress and the, man, like, there's a reason why 95% of the people that try this aren't successful, you know? It's because it's hard. It's hard to get there. The hard part's not even understanding and price action and knowing how to trade. The hard part is the emotion. The emotion involved in trading, it's big. And then, you know, you do things differently when money is involved. You know, even if you learn correctly, you sometimes you don't do it correctly when money's involved. I don't know why. It's just the way it is. All right, some more selling pressure here on ES. We're definitely in the zone here now for looking for longs. Yeah, this is definitely the area that I wanted. Fucking outside office, man. I do like this and this, so we'll see. I do like this. Yeah, like at this point, I just want to see a move like this, a move down and hold this area. Dollar still pumping. Yeah, taking the liquidity out from underneath here now. This is going to be the zone to hold, right? Like, this middle one is the last level really to test, and go down here as an overshoot. this. Another 5-minute close below, looks like. Nice test of that zone. Dixie has a 15-minute close above. 30 minutes till the market open, boys. Pretty good test of this area. You could open and just blast this thing, you know. If they blast this, this is probably going back to higher than this. Look at that. We had this zone fucking pegged. There's just nowhere to put a stop, you know. Like, there's nowhere, unless you just wanted to put a stop like just right here or something like that, you know. Right here would be my best guess for a stop, 21. That's why it's hard to trade these ones, these big retests. Let's see what's going on in the 1 minute. Should have a 1 minute gain back here. What's going on in the 4 hour? Ugh, this is, you know, this just doesn't look good on the 4 hour for the ES, man. Really, it just doesn't. But because like on the 4 hour they're making lower lows, right? So like they could just sweep this out one more time. Better to wait for a 15-minute gain, really, or just not trade this. I mean, it's 10 points just back to here. $10 points is nothing to scoff at, man, in futures. Yeah, this, you know, like really, this just looks like it's headed lower. It's why I was saying we need a really proper entry and a proper gain. But you know, if I had to guess, I would guess it's going to do this and then dump. Hard to get involved, you know what I mean? Really, even though I know that this is a spot where it's going to bounce, it's hard to get involved. Hard for me to get involved anyway. I'm sure some people will have bought this right here right now already. Better for me if they make a 15-minute swing here, dump it, then gain it, then hold. But because we failed the 4 hour, you know, this is why this is shorting so hard, you know. It's perfect failure to gain play right here, you know. And then these were big liquidity zones too, right? I had them marked out. I had this one marked out for this. This is a big failure to gain play now. This is kind of the level to hold though, you know, if they are gonna hold it, but because they've failed the 4 like that, you know, they could dump it. It's almost a higher probability of dumping it down to lower than here. But if they start gaining it, then you know, we can talk about getting involved. This is just the area for them to gain it. This is if they are going to gain it, this is where they're going to do it most likely, right? What a sell-off. Short would have been the play up here, but I was not around. And like really, it's kind of a hard stop to take. Can't put it there. Guess you could have put it like just above this, but you know, sometimes that's not gonna work out for you. This is why it's important to play the 4 hour, right? The 4 hour is where you should be making your decisions on what you're doing. You know, new 4 hour low, taking the liquidity, failing this 4 hour, failing this zone, and failing this zone. A lot of things lined up here, right? For this big short, and then this one is just a 4 hour failure to gain, and this is a liquidity point. And then you target the bottom of the range, right? Could be taking profits right here for on the shorts. I'm sure some people are going to. Even the 1 minute is like the 1 minute gain you could do something on, I guess. Hard out here for a trader. But like 1 minute, I almost never do this, man. I almost never do 1 minute anything. Better 5 minute at least. Like even the 5 minute is like that's a 10-point gap. Cannot. Sorry, bros, cannot. I'd rather miss the trade. Market open in 20 minutes. We're probably going to see some action here in the market open. because we're at a pretty good level to hold. So during the market open, I'm sure we're going to see this thing pump. Now, will it pump all the way back up? Who knows? Probably not. Failing that 4 hours pretty significant. Failing it this hard. Yeah, you know. Even the 1 minute, man. They're trying to hold here. I don't know, man. It's just, this is not convincing to me. When it's not convincing to me, then I just don't. Maybe I'll miss the trade, maybe not, whatever. Doesn't matter. There's just go trade. You can, if your trade's not on, if you don't see your trade on the futures, then it's not a big deal. Then just go trade something else. How many charts are out there, you know? You can just go trade. There's like a million charts to look at. Some people just trade futures, but honestly, I think that's kind of a mistake to do it like that. Better to trade like a whole bunch of different products, like everything, and just look for premium setups. They are trying to hold this. Probably could do a trade, you know what I mean? But it would just be a trade looking for 10 points, you know? Back above here. See if they can gain the 1 minute at least. Short's still printing here on the euro. Looks they're gonna try to break the range here soon. We'll see what happens. Could be a pretty explosive day, man, for trading. They make it hard though, you know, with times like these. When they do big retests like this and they failed the 4, they make it look like it's not, you know, it's not good idea to go long. It's just not an easy trade to take, right? But, you know, they're trying to hold it. They're trying to hold where they're supposed to. They did test the top of this range already, so, you know. But not gaining this is like, it's pretty big sign, man, for not going higher. I think they're going to come back down here and test this, or maybe take the liquidity there. Honestly, I think lower than this, lower than 510. Kind of it really is a tricky spot in the market. I said I wouldn't get involved unless they give us a proper entry, so that's what I'm gonna do. Gaining the one here. Trying to anyway. Did these guys make new lows yet? Not yet. Close to it. This is the absolute last point to hold for these guys. If they don't start turning it around here, it's game over. Yeah, it's a bit frustrating. Yeah, you put a line in the chart, and you know where they're gonna do it. I almost pulled the trigger on this too. Like I almost did take a trade and just put the stop like right here, underneath this 15. I was gonna do it underneath this 15 here. The problem is that's a liquidity zone and the last point of contact. There's still a level there, so that's why I didn't. But honestly, I could have took that trade and took a profit target by now, because the stop was so small. Stop would have been there. It's 3-point stop. Yeah, I just don't like it. Hard, yeah. This zone is already tested too, so when it's been tested before, then it's a lot weaker than it's a lot weaker than if it's not tested at all. Tested it on the way up right here. Yeah, the top of this was tested right here. So I don't know, man. For me, because it doesn't look perfect, I'll just leave it. And I don't like how they failed before. They failed before like that. I do not like it. These guys look like they're gonna break it. So really need to think about what's gonna go on with the stop after these guys break the low here. Let's look at the 4 hour. I'd like to see them like really push it down, like not just break the low a little bit and then pump it. So if they break the low a little bit and pump it, then there's this, there's this liquidity in play. So they could come back and tag that. So I'll probably move my stop up, just or just leave it. Looking for a bigger play here, right? On this one because of the monthly gain. So Dixie's been running for a while too, right? So they could come back and touch, this liquidity back here. Like at this point, you want to see them hold the top of the zone, even on a retest. Would be the best solution. But I really want to see some movement. You know what I mean? Now they're breaking the lows now on Euro. I want to see some movement here though. Like I don't just want to see a little break. We fucked around in the zone already for a while, It'd be awesome if they just blew right past this too, but this is a pretty valid short. They held where they needed to, though, man. Honestly, I don't think that that's gonna play. So they're trying to squeeze out this 1 minute gain. See what they do there. Just gonna go use the washroom, boys. I'll be right back. Market open in 10 minutes. Hopefully I get back from market open. Boys, market open 1 minute. So ES is trying to hold here. A little bit more selling. A little bit more selling on the euro. The Dixie in kind of in the zone here for shorting. We'll probably see some resistance here, I'm sure. Hope you guys are all doing well, man. Hello there. Sorry, I can't read your name, but I see you over there on YouTube. All right, we're in the market open. Let's see what they do. ES selling it off a little bit more. This is still decent area for it to hold, but like I said, man, because they failed that 4, you know, I'd need to see a significant gain. They created a decent 15-minute swing to hold now, so if they do gain this and then retest it around 22, that should be a decent spot for longs. Looks like the selling is continuing on the euro, strong dollar. I'd really like the Dixie to just blast through this zone. I don't want to see them even entertain a rejection here. But a rejection back down to 106 isn't out of the question. $106 to be exact. 106. Yeah, this will probably be a trade for me on the ES. I'd like to see them make new lows, close it, and then make new highs above 22. They're trying to hold this. I still think eventually we're just going to go lower because they failed the 4. But this is a decent area for them to hold it, man. If they are going to hold it. This is a good area for them to turn it around. You can see they've because they failed the 4. It's just a downward continuation, so it opens up below this. But this is the 4-hour swing for a continuation to the upside. So this is a good spot for them to hold it. But I'd like to see them hold get a 15-minute gain first before I get involved. Would have been better for me if they closed the 15 down here and then made a 15-minute high and made a higher high than this. This makes it a little trickier to play. Kind of the norm on ES. ES is hard to play. Harder than, like, I don't know, the Euro just seems like the easiest to play in my mind. I guess once you know what you're doing, it's all pretty. It's not. None of it's really that hard. You just gotta make sure you pick the right trades. So this short is working out fantastically. Dixie is in the area now, in this upper area. So could see a rejection here. This is the area where we were looking at for profit targets. I pushed my profit targets a little earlier. I pushed them up here, but I did have it set here before. Really, I think this is just going to be a stop off point. Maybe something like this first, and then that's what I think. Not really any like super good entries here. Not any real safe ones. I usually just take the safe ones. I like to keep it safe. So I usually just take the safe ones. Kind of an expected little bit of a rejection here for Dixie. So we're probably going to see a little bit of a pump here on this one. These guys are going to probably go back and take some kind of liquidity or something. We're going to just have a quick look at this on the higher time frame. So the 4 hour. The 4 hours here. Oh yeah, that's the top of it. So a couple zones to be watching here. I could actually move the stop up a bit, but you know, this turns into a liquidity zone here, right here. So because that's a liquidity zone, I don't want to move my stop up too much. I really want them to get to just make new lows, man. You know, before they do that, it's probably going to be a grab of liquidity, I'm sure, and this stop will probably get taken out. So I should probably just take targets, especially down here. Should be moving this up. Should take this up to here, because I'm sure there's going to be a pretty serious pump after that level, where they may take some liquidity, and if I just leave it, they'll take out the stop too. So probably better to take some PT. So ES not really gaining anything there. They gained on a smaller time frame, but nothing on the 15. I mean, 15 is already pretty small, but hopefully we can get there. Yeah, you know, it's like real ugly down here. No clear sign, you know, and there's no clear sign. It's for me, it's just hard to take a trade, man. Really, we're still in containment from here, even on the small. So like, you can't really confirm higher until they're back above like 25. So I kind of, even 27, really, you know, closes above 27. So I'm not in any kind of rush to get long here, because they failed before. If they gained the 4, it would be different. I'd be looking to get in. I probably would already be in. But because they failed the 4 hour up here, lower low. The next step here is lower than this. Could they hold here? They could make a push back up here. They could make a push back up here and then fail it. They could make a push back up here and then gain it. There will probably be, that's why I have this area marked out. There'll probably be some kind of push up here. It's just kind of a rough signal for entry. Didn't make it easy. So this is a gain of the 15 if they close it up here. Dixie's still rejecting. Kind of want to see them hold this swing here. The very lowest. Yeah, I wouldn't really want to see them pass lower than 105. 105,899. Sorry. Let me just look at the 1 hour here. Yeah. You want them to hold this 1 hour swing in the top of this zone. So really, you don't want them getting much price action below this box. You kind of want them to hold the top of this zone and then go. So we'll see. See what they do. No love from Bitcoin. No entry. Would be cool if we're gonna get a crypto entry. I just have spot positions. If we get that entry, it'll be 30 times trade. Did they take this? They did. I was contemplating buying this, but I was gonna put my stop right here, and I would have got stopped out. It's probably good that I didn't. Better to just wait for proper entries, man. Really. If you don't get an entry, it's okay, man. Just move along. That's kind of how I do it, man. If I don't see my shot and I don't see my entry, I just fuck it. That's it. So today might be one of those days where I just do not get a trade. It's fine. Just move along. Trade again tomorrow or whatever. Just have a quick look at the oh, look at Tesla just blast off. Let's go, Tesla. I have a really big position in Tesla off this weekly gain. Mentioned it on the Discord. If you guys are too busy to watch the streams, I understand. You can just look at the Discord. I put all charts that I see that have really good entries in there. So this one was good. It's marked out here, this weekly gain. And then this retest here is where we got involved. I think we got kind of a shitty entry. 179. Not too bad. Just top of the weekly here. Should have really played the body, but it's okay. So the next step for Tesla here is just going to be taking the liquidity above this. 206, 207. So we should see some movement above that, and then after that we can take a profit target there if you want. But honestly, we're so deep in the range here, and you know they really made a good move here, and they gained this weekly hard. This is also a monthly move, I believe, that they gained. So you know they gained a monthly. Is this a monthly? Let's just check. I can't remember. No, they didn't gain a monthly, sorry. But they did take the monthly liquidity here. This is why this is pumping like crazy, because they took the liquidity here. So they're coming into this monthly. I'm sure they're going to take the liquidity here. And then really should be taking some kind of profit target there. Above 206. So once they get above 206, we'll take a profit target. And then we'll reassess what's going on. You know what I mean? We'll just take a profit target, probably move our stops up into profit, and then or like at least to here 166. So if they gain the monthly on this side, they're probably going to come back and retest it. They could come back as low as 176. So yeah, it looks like they do like this area, man. At least for this is good, at least for a trade, right? At least for a trade back up to 34. But kind of a shit setup, so not for me. Just a quick scan through the charts here. Oh, what happened here? Ooh. Big dump on this guy. Down 7%. We did take a profit target on this guy already. We took it up here. This guy's probably coming back down, almost back at our... Oh no, not quite. Wow, big dump though. So we're almost back in Riyadh territory actually for this guy. This is going to be the area for Riyadh. This weekly. So you want to see them hold this weekly and then have some daily gain movement on this side. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm looking at there. Anything else crazy around here? Nothing else too crazy. Just this one's the big mover. Everything else is lot are down, but just by like 1%. Not surprising, the market's kind of dumped there pretty hard. So not too surprising that that things would be down a little bit. So Dixie playing this failure to gain. I was hoping that it wouldn't play, but it looks like it is playing. This 4-hour failure to gain. It's also a daily, I think, failure to gain. Yeah, it's a daily too. So it's a daily level that they're failing here. I honestly want to see Dixie like back up here. These are my at least up here. I'll take big PTs there. But I'll be in and out. I'll be in and out of trades all over the place because I'm taking a PT right here, and then I'm going to be looking to get back in actually too. But I'll be trading. I'm going to continue to trade this to the upside because the reason is it's had a monthly setup that's happened and they're buying it, right? Monthly gain, monthly retest, and then buying it. So you know they really should have action back above this. Once you get back above there, sure, we can talk about something else. But they held where they needed to here, man. And you know, I really kind of think that we're just headed back up to all-time high. But first things first, we're gonna get back above 107,680 first. Looks like ES is gonna end up buying this level. It's too bad, man. It's unfortunate. You call it like that and you don't take it. could have already been in the trade and like already taking PTs. I think we're going at least to 32. Probably taking the liquidity up here. There is what's it called? Stuff on the ecom calendar for today. 11:30 crude oil. Sorry, 10:30 crude oil numbers. So that's in 30 minutes, 40 minutes or so. Sorry. So 40 minutes, keep an eye for that. There's going to be market volatility. Hope you guys are having a good day. Not too much to say at this point. It's you know, the trades are underway. ES really just didn't give me a decent enough setup for me to take that trade, even though I pretty much called it, but I didn't. It's not a good enough setup for me to take. I'd rather just wait around for better ones. So we'll see what ES does with this. They still failed that 4. We could see lower into here. You just don't know. Let's look at the 4-hour here for a second on ES. So hanging on to this 4-hour swing for a continuation in this upward trend. There's still one last level here. One last failure to gain right here. Right at the top. So we'll see if they take it to there. This looks pretty good for higher in this trend. They did fail this, so you know, this could play to the downside also. But this was the area for them to hold it. Looks like they are. So again, guys, if you guys like the charts, I do a rundown every week of the NASDAQ 100. I do that on Saturday, and then on Saturday or Sunday, it's like a weekend market review. And then I do the crypto market also Saturday or Sunday. I put those out on YouTube. Also, there is a Discord that I put charts on. So if you're, you know, I'm just trying to get this Discord for you. If you like signals, there is a link in the put that out. I don't know why my YouTube chat's not working, so. But yeah, I have a signal server in there, so I usually put anything I find that's of value. I usually put it out there, and yeah, put it out for you guys to have a look at. Had the Tesla trade go out there. Oh, really? And anything I see, I'll just be putting out there. So ES is pumping now. So with ES pumping like this, you really don't want to. You want to see them hold the top of this range, right? So you don't want to see them at much lower than 24, maybe even like 25. Oh shit! Hey Ken, how's it going, buddy? Sorry, man. You typed just as I was putting the links out there on the chat. Look, I upgraded my chat. Yeah. How do you like it? Good, yeah. Trading's going good, man. The ES just gained. I kind of called this ES trade, but I didn't make the trade. It was just not the best setup, so I didn't take it. We did take a PT on our short, so our short's banging right now, so that's good. Dixie did get to the level here where it was supposed to reject. So for the dollar here, we just don't want it to see it. We want it to hold the top of the range here now. So we'll see. Yeah, I'm trying to get along on Bitcoin, but I don't know if they'll give it to me or not. I have the trade out there on the screen. This is probably going to be like a little bit higher than this. But yeah, I am trying to get along. Got the internet fixed today, hopefully. So hopefully no more problems with the stream. Good times. Appreciate you dropping in. How's Bitcoin on base? Send me the link again. I'm sure I could just type it into Google and it'll pop up because I've been there so many times. Chat's good though now, eh? Like nice and pro. I got this software called Sheep Chat, where it looks pretty good. I'm just using the free version right now, but I think I'm just going to pay for the premium. Let's check it. Uh-oh. Uh-oh, Bitcoin on base. Yeah, it's still, you're still doing okay though. As long as you hold this level. This is the level to hold right here. 54. So as long as you stay above this, above 49, I'd stay in this trade. This is an entry. This is like a decent spot to get long. And then you want to target above this 70. Or this is a big failure to gain play right here, so 67. You should take profit targets at 67. I don't know. Where are you in this from? 67? You're long from 67? $67 is not a good place to get long. It's like literally the top, taking the liquidity out from above here, right? You bought the liquidity. You were the liquidity. So like once we cleared this, see this right here. Once they got above that, that's big liquidity. Oh, okay, you're not long at 67. Yeah, I would expect them. And let me just check the 1 month here too. See, it's hard because I don't know what these things are. Are these days? Like, is each candle a day? Yeah, these are days. So these are like 4 hours. This is a 4-hour chart. So this is a 4-hour gain here. So gain the 4-hour, and then you'd want it to go back above 71 because they've already taken the liquidity here. So I would expect them to hold, if they do hold here and start gaining on a smaller level. So here, if they start getting closes above 55. They start going to like 60 in and around 60, then I would expect them to go back to 70. 43 cents and 37 cents. Yeah, you're laughing, man. Move your stop up to here. You can move your stop all the way up to here. You bought at 43 and 37. I would put your stop and just add entry, because if they start getting down here, this is not going to be good. You know what I mean? If they start getting down here, they're going much lower. So for them to continue this run up, you want them to hold this area. This is the lowest you want them to go, is like 40. Why do they have this stupid shit here, man? Like, trying to look at the chart. Around 48. You don't want them much lower than 48. So you can move your stop, and you can move it up to 38, or you can move it up to 41. And if they start getting down there, then just get out of your position, whatever you have left. But because they gained here, this is an area where you want them to hold. And if they hold this, and it looks like they're gained, they tested it, and they're buying it, right? So on the smaller time frame, this is the swing here that you want to look at. So you want them to get above that. So if they start getting 57s, if you start seeing 57, then things are looking very well, and you can move your stop all the way up to 51. You start seeing 58s and 60s, you can move your stop up here. That's how I would play it anyway. Really, you don't want to see it much lower than 45, 45 would be the absolute lowest that you'd want to see it. Maybe 43. Yeah, it's looking good though. They came down and they tested the level and they gained it pretty good here. Took the liquidity out from on top of this. So after taking the liquidity, a pullback is kind of, you know, it's kind of like you expect it, right? They took the liquidity and they pulled back, right? So this happens in every market, you know. This is not like it's not like a you know a surprise, really. Happens all the time. Could happen right here on the dollar. This is the liquidity that they took, right? Right here, and then they dumped it because people have their profit targets there. That's really it's as simple as that, right? Like people have their profit targets there. That's the same reason why these guys are pumping it now, right? Because they made new lows. People had their profit targets there. I had my profit target there. So they're gonna pump it. We're gonna see what happens see if they can gain this 15. For the dollar, you want them to hold above this. This is an hourly swing. You want them to hold that to continue. I mean, it is easy, really. But reading price action is not hard. The hard part is the emotion behind it, like the emotion behind trading. Once you understand what the fuck you're looking at, it's really not a big deal, man. Really, it doesn't take very long to learn. It's just the like getting control of your emotions is the hard part. That could take years. Everybody's different when it comes to that. But like as far as price action is concerned, you can learn this shit in like a month, maybe 2. You know what I mean? After 2 months, you should have a pretty good understanding of what the fuck's going on. Yeah, it's about money management too, right? And not risking too much. The problem is once you start understanding things, it's hard to have restraint and not take big trades, you know, when you should, because even when you know what you're doing, literally half the time you're wrong, even when you know what you're doing. So you need to make sure that you put money management into play, or else you're just gonna fuck yourself. Not gonna work out for you. Because literally like maybe 40, you know, if you're really good, then 40% of your trades lose. Like you're wrong 40% of the time. My percentage is a bit higher because I honestly just take like premium setups at this point. I don't care about risking it for the biscuit or whatever. I just don't give a shit. All I take is like premium setups. If I don't see a premium setup, I'll pass it by. Like I could have got long here. I was talking about this the whole time. The whole time it was down here, I was like, this is the area. This is the area to hold. This is the area. But I didn't take a trade here because the stop is way too big. So if they didn't hold it, you'd lose too much. You know, it didn't make sense. And also, these guys they failed on a bigger time frame too. Like they failed the 4 hour, so they could make lower lows, right? Because they made a lower high. They made a lower high on this against this 4 hour, so they could make lower lows. My idea here was just to make a trade back up to this level, because I think that this level might fail pretty significantly. But we'll see. You never know. They did hold on to this too, right? So they've already tested something to the downside. Man, I'm stoked that this chat work good now, man. Fucking A. Let's go. Let's just get some people in here now. I just got to tweak it a bit because it's cutting off the URLs. I don't know why. And I'm gonna get that Botrix bot out. It's done. You're fired. I'm gonna use Stream Elements, the Stream Elements bot. Good. I'm glad. It takes a while to get this shit set up like correctly, man. Honestly, it's my camera is still trash too. Like I'm just using a webcam. But that'll be fixed soon. In the next couple weeks, I'm gonna get a decent camera, and then I'll be back in my office, so I'll have decent lighting. This lighting is just trash here too, and my background is shit. I'm streaming from the kitchen, you know, so it's a bit difficult. Hard times. I'll be in this situation for 2 months basically. But at least I can stream. See what Dixie does here. This is the top of the hourly. Yeah, it's fine for now. It's not a huge deal. But I like to get it more like a proper professional setup. Yeah. I like to try to get some people in here, man, because honestly, I know what the fuck I'm talking about. So it would be nice to pass some of that knowledge onto other people. Good. I'm glad it all looks good and well, it looks okay. It's still not up to my standards, but it looks passable at this point. How are things in the Netherlands? So top of the hourly here for Dixie for continuation. Really, I just want to see them hold this zone. I'd like to see that even if they take the liquidity here, I'd like to see them hold the top of the zone and then pump it to new highs. It's either that or you know, this is probably going to get stopped out because if they start losing this level, and then on the retest is probably going to be a dump, and it could be a pretty big one because they're at a pretty significant area. They're at a pretty big area, so like they could dump it hard all the way back down. We'll have to reassess the situation there. Getting warmer, glad, man. Today was 32 degrees in Bali. Same as every day, 32 degrees. It's always 32. It never gets colder. It never gets really warmer. It's always about 32. $31, yeah, that's pretty hot. That's as hot as it gets here, pretty much. It's like 31, 32. The humidity here is crazy. All right. Okay. So we do have some market volatility coming up on if we look at the economic calendar, looks like we have some red numbers. All I do with this, I don't even care what's being reported or what's going on. But this calendar makes it real nice and easy. You can just look where there's red, and that's the marketing impact is going to have when it's red. So looks like crude oil numbers are coming up tonight, or up at 10:30. So that's seen in like 15 minutes. So we're going to see some market volatility in 15 minutes. Just something to be aware about. Don't really play it, you know what I mean? But just be aware that there will be market volatility in 15 minutes. The harvest was almost fucked. Oh god, man! Last year in Bali, it didn't rain in the hot season. Once it got to the hot season, it didn't rain for 8 months straight. 8 months, no rain, just sun. It was crazy. By the end, we were like just like hoping for rain. Like there was like droughts and stuff. It started getting bad, and like when it's that hot, 32 degrees every day, no rain for 8 months, like just crazy, man. Too much. Yeah, but it's so humid that it's not really dry, you know. Like all the plants are still green as shit, still real green. Yeah, no doubt. Yeah, I gotta fix that Botrix now. Botrix official. You're getting out. Yeah, man. Last year was really dry. But because it's so humid here, honestly, it wasn't like it didn't seem like it was dry, you know. It wasn't like, not like back home. I'm from Canada. If it was like that in Canada, everything would be brown. Yeah, there's just some, so we can look at it one more time. I can pull it up here. It's the economic calendar. So every week, this calendar comes out, and it shows you what data numbers come out to impact the market, right? So you can see here at 10:30 on Wednesday. Today's Wednesday, yeah, today's Wednesday. So at 10:30 on Wednesday, it's red. So the crude oil numbers are coming out, and that's going to impact the market. It just means that there could be market volatility at that time. So we'll see. Just something to keep an eye on, right? Really, like this whole thing could make it so Dixie really pumps to new highs. So yeah, it could be good or bad. I don't really know. It really doesn't matter. Like you can't really trade it. It's more just something to be aware of, you know. You can't really like make a trade anticipating anything or anything like that. It's just, you just need to be aware that there's market numbers. But what it does is it helps if it needs to push the market through a level, right? So, you know, because Dixie's at a pretty substantial level here, the market numbers could come out and they're either going to accelerate the dump, or they're going to push it through the level that they need to. It's going to be one or the other, right? It's either going to accelerate the dump, and it's going to be like a furious dump probably down to this area, or it's going to blast through this level and make new highs above this. One or the other, most likely. We'll see. Or maybe nothing, who knows? You know, you never know with this shit. So that happens in 10 minutes. We'll see what's going on in 10 minutes. Really was tempting to buy this man down here. If they start pumping like crazy, I'm going to be a little bitter because I was really almost pulled the trigger on this down here. Yeah, let's hope for you, brother. I hope Bitcoin tests down first so I can get an entry. I mean, if Bitcoin goes up, then Bitcoin on base goes up, most likely, right? It's kind of how this works with crypto. But really, the way the dollar looks, I don't know, man. I don't know, bro. Usually when the dollar goes up, Bitcoin goes down. So if you look at crypto on the monthly, you know, they have a long way to go before the next level to test down. They're trying to hold the top of this range. I don't know, bro. I don't know if they will. It could. I would be happy if they did. Yeah, that is kind of the number, right? Like if you do a fib on it. You know, the 618's at 100. So that's kind of the level. They haven't even got to this number yet, but they could go down first and then go, you know. But again, you never know with this stuff. You just don't. Yeah, Ken. You need to start trading. When are you going to start trading? You should. You should start. You should even just start with crypto. It's easy. At least it gets your foot in the door, right? All right, ES, back up to the level here. Let's see what they do here. This is kind of an important level. Yeah, dude. You should You should subscribe to the YouTube channel. I do a crypto rundown on the weekend. I've just been streaming it and then putting it on, and then it's out on YouTube. Last time I did like a whole bunch of charts that were just in Binance futures. Yeah, I don't have that set up yet. I don't have it set up yet. Don't worry, I'll work on the bot next, brother. I will work on the bot next, and then those commands will work. But you can get it there. Appreciate it. But yeah, I'll do. I think I'm gonna start doing just videos, just YouTube videos on Saturday and Sunday, or just on Sunday, of the market reviews. Probably do like the top 20 cryptos or something like that. I don't know exactly yet. So ES dumping this level, rejecting here. Proper rejection on for ES. Really, this was the area to short too. But mid-range trade, I don't really like mid-range trading. Oh, we're gonna see what happens with the numbers here in 3 minutes. And then I'll probably hang out for another 10 or so, and then that'll probably be at the stream for the day. Cheers, mate. Appreciate it. Still just getting my feet wet on the YouTube too, so you know. I've just been streaming on it, but I'm gonna be making proper videos soon, and like tutorial videos and stuff like that too. So probably a good channel to be subbed to if you're gonna try to learn how to trade. Selling continuing here on the ES. See, we got numbers here in 2 minutes, so we'll see what the numbers do. It's probably gonna get a little wacky. Once you understand what you're doing, Ken, it's easier than you think. Like honestly, I have these lines on the chart. If I would have shorted this here and took profits here, I could have made $200, you know. I probably could really make a lot more money if I wasn't so strict in my trading. Numbers in 1 minute here. Let's see what they do. ES at the level to hold now. So looks like the numbers is a nothing burger. Nothing too crazy happening here. I do like how Dixie's holding here, holding the hourly, holding this swing too. We'll see. They hold above this line. You know, I do not think that they're gonna be dumping it. I think they're gonna hold it and make new highs. ES trying to hang on. Really not a bad place for longs down here. Really should have took some longs. Any crazy things happen in the stocks? Nothing too crazy. So mRNA is touching the top of the weekly. Pretty good continuation spot for it. Would kind of like to see them do something on this side, you know, gain the 4 hour or gain the daily first before adding more. But this is the area for continuation here for these guys. They've already bought it back quite a bit already. Bought it back already through 3%. Still think this on Tesla. 206. It's kind of it. It's kind of it for now. So it's probably going to be the stream for today. Thank you guys for stopping in. Anyone who stopped in and looked and watched, appreciate you. Appreciate you, Ken. My one and only chatter. Keep a lookout, everyone, for the YouTube vids. Gonna drop on the weekend. We'll do a full banger of a TA on the Nasdaq 100, all 100 charts, and then we'll probably do the top 50 crypto, something like that. We're gonna hold on to this this euro short. See what happens. There's a liquidity pocket. Still a liquidity pocket up here that could get tagged. So that's kind of why I haven't moved my stops. I'm just gonna keep it. This is a good area for re-ads. I might pop in a couple re-ads there. See what happens. Let me just look at the 4 hour real quick here on this guy. Yeah, that's kind of the last level. It would just be good if they failed it right here, right now, you know, and then dumped it to there. That's kind of what I'm looking for. Yeah, we're gonna get those pockets filled. You're gonna be fun to teach, Ken. You let me know when you're ready. Yeah, if you need, I can even bring you on the stream and we can do some live TA together or whatever you need, man. Happy to help out. All right, boys. It's been a slice. Thank you so much. See you guys tomorrow.